People think silence is weakness, but the Stoics knew the truth. Silence is strategy. When emotions rise and chaos brews, the one who speaks least usually wins. Why? Because silence forces others to reveal themselves. It shifts the balance of power without a single word. We live in a world that rewards noise, fast opinions, loud reactions, endless responses. But the more you talk, the more you reveal. Your fears, your intentions, your pressure points. The Stoic warrior doesn't move like that. He observes, absorbs, and acts only when needed. His silence isn't empty, it's loaded with discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That wasn't just about honesty, it was about restraint. Because every word you don't say becomes a weapon you can choose to draw or not. In this video, we'll break down why silence is your most underrated strength and how to wield it like the ancient masters. Silence creates space, and in that space, power is revealed. When someone insults you and you don't react, they lose control. When tension rises and you remain calm, everyone watches you. Not because you said something smart, but because you didn't say anything at all. The Stoics mastered this not as a trick, but as a discipline. Seneca said, "It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence." The wise man knows that silence isn't passive, it's precision. It lets others fill the air with emotion, ego, mistakes. And while they unravel, the Stoic sharpens his edge. Think about the last time you over-explained yourself, justified your feelings, or tried to win an argument with words. Did it give you peace, or did it drain your energy and feed your frustration? Silence keeps you grounded. It breaks the cycle of reaction. It says, "You don't control me. I do." And here's the truth. When you learn to speak less, your words carry more weight. But more importantly, your presence becomes your voice. And in a world that's too loud, presence is rare power. Now here's where the real shift happens. When silence stops being something you do and becomes part of who you are. You don't just stay quiet in conflict, you operate with quiet strength all the time. This is what separates the disciplined from the reactive. Because silence isn't just about your mouth, it's about your mind. If your thoughts are loud and scattered, silence on the outside is just pretending. But when your inner world is still, calm, and sharp, then your silence becomes felt. People sense it, they adjust around it. You don't have to dominate the room, you anchor it. This is why the Stoics trained themselves to respond, not react. A reactive person is predictable, easy to manipulate. But the Stoic, he watches, he waits, he measures, and when he moves, it's with full clarity and full intention. One word from a quiet mind is more powerful than 1,000 from a chaotic one. And if you're getting value from this, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next step in your transformation. This channel is your space to build inner power, and if you're still watching, that means you're ready to go deeper. Stoic silence isn't just a tactic for arguments, it's a way of walking through life. When people brag, you listen. When they lie, you stay still. When they provoke, you don't respond. Because every time you stay centered, you gain something more valuable than victory: control. Control over your energy, your time, your identity. You stop explaining who you are and instead become it. No permission, no applause, just presence. The world pushes you to react, but the Stoic knows reaction is weakness disguised as strength. If they can get you to speak out of anger, they win. If they can bait you into proving something, they own the frame. But if you can remain quiet, even when your ego screams, you own yourself. And that's rare, because silence isn't easy. It's hard not to respond when you're misunderstood. It's hard not to speak when you feel disrespected. But silence doesn't mean acceptance, it means elevation. You're not ignoring the world, you're rising above it. There's a kind of silence that isn't just strength, it's identity. It's when your quiet becomes your presence. When people speak around you differently, not because you said something, but because they feel something. You. This silence doesn't need defense. It doesn't chase validation. It walks into a room and owns it, not through dominance, but calm. Because true presence isn't loud, it's solid. That's what Stoic silence builds. Not just peace, but power. You're not proving anything anymore. You're becoming someone who doesn't need to. And that changes how the world interacts with you. The less you seek to explain yourself, the more powerful you become. And eventually, silence becomes your language. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you've mastered when to say it. Here's what they never tell you. Silence changes you. The more you use it with intention, the more you begin to need less. Less validation, less attention, less conflict. And when you need less, you become truly powerful. Because now, you're untouchable. Your silence speaks before you do. It sets the tone in rooms, disarms loud people, and builds trust in quiet ones. It teaches you patience and forces others to reveal what they never intended. That's not weakness. That's dominance without aggression, control without noise. But let's be honest. Can you actually stay silent when everything in you wants to defend, to react, to prove? That's the real test, the Stoic test. So ask yourself this. When was the last time your silence taught someone more than your words ever could? Drop your answer in the comments. And remember, the less you say, the more they wonder. And in that wondering, you win.